Hey guys, it's Bonnie. Today I am here to do a review for P.S. I Still Love You by Jenny Han. This is the sequel and I believe also the conclusion in the To All the Boys I Loved Before duology. Yeah, so we're gonna review this. If you haven't read the first book in this series, you might not want to watch this because I'll probably spoil the first one. This video will probably spoil the first book. It won't spoil this one. It's just going to be a non-spoiler review, so you don't have to worry about being spoiled for this book. This book picks up right where To All the Boys I Loved left off. Our main character, Laura Jean, has decided that she actually likes Peter, when in the first book they were just kind of pretending to go out and she still kind of liked Josh, but there was that whole big thing at the end of the first book, and then now she wants to get back with Peter, or get with him in a real way. Overall, I did really enjoy this book. Once again, as I found with many of Jenny Han's book, I completely flew through it. It goes so fast paced, and I just love that about her books. A lot of things I loved about this one is what I loved about the first one. I really love the family dynamic that they had again. We get a little bit of Margot, Laura Jean, and Kitty in the beginning, and then as it continues, Margot goes obviously back to college, and you just have Laura Jean and Kitty, but I really love that like sister dynamic and the whole family dynamic with their father. A lot of Jenny Han's books seem to focus on family a lot too. I've read the Summer trilogy by her, and there was a big emphasis on family there too, and I really love that in books when it's not all about the romance. So that takes me on to my next topic, which is the romance of Peter and Laura Jean. I won't say obviously if they end up together or not, like for real in the end, but they do very early on in this book get themselves into a relationship. In the first book and in this book, I really never shipped them, I guess, as a couple. I didn't feel the chemistry, and I was never really attached to them. I was never really rooting for them to get together or stay together. I really didn't care. I think it's mostly because I just don't really like Peter. He kind of seems, I don't know, very just not someone that I would get along with in real life. Another thing I felt this book kind of lacked was sort of a focal point for the plot. When you read the back of the book, or the flap, I can't remember which part, but when you read that, it says that, you know, this thing happens, and this certain thing doesn't happen till like halfway through the book. I really hate when books do that, because then you're just waiting for this thing to happen, and then by the time it happens we're already halfway through, and so then the conclusion of the book, especially with this one, it just wraps up really quickly and it's like resolved really quickly, which is another thing I didn't really enjoy about this book. The ending was just very like kind of abrupt feeling. Of hope that she sort of maybe does a novella. I would really like to see a novella of Laura Jean like years in the future, maybe when she's like about to graduate college or something, just because there is an option in this book that is kind of left open, and I would really like to see if that ever gets explored. Finally, for this review, I'm going to end on another thing that I really loved, and what I loved was the feminism in this book. Something gets out about Laura Jean and Peter, becomes very viral around the school, and there's this big emphasis on how girls always take the flack for things more than boys do. Like, boys will be celebrated for being, you know, more out there or sexual or whatever, whereas girls will be told, you know, you don't want to be that kind of girl, and like all of that. And this book focused on that a lot, which I really loved. And I loved seeing just like the feminist and more mature side of Laura Jean, which we don't really see much in the first book. Overall, I believe I gave this book 4 stars on Goodreads because I still did really enjoy it. I flew through it. I loved a lot of the themes in it. I loved Laura Jean so much more than I did in the first book, and it was just really fluffy and fun and fast, and I would definitely recommend this duology if you enjoy contemporary and if you like romance and you like, you know, a family dynamic. So that's going to be all for this review today. I hope you enjoyed. If you read this book, let me know what you thought of it. Non-spoiler, because this is a non-spoiler video, but let me know what you thought of it down below, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!